brakes.
Yup. Follow that IG. Yup.
Those are the two big ones. Fuel's the big one. The brakes I can just keep neglecting, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna keep neglecting the brakes. I'm actually gonna flush the fluid. So that's why all the wheels are off and it's on 4 jack stands. So this is a Walbro 255. So I got this from Turn 14 through my company, and it just came bare fuel pump, no connector, no pigtail, no fuel sock, which sucks because like.
Really?
So I got one from Advanced Auto Parts. It's a really cheap one. I think it'll work. I need brake fluid, and then I can start getting this thing done.
Previously, in the last video, when I took the car, the S14, out of the shop and drove it around, it died. I cannot remember if I told you guys this or not, so I was like, all right, the car ran out of gas. I don't know if that damaged the fuel pump because it was running dry. I don't know what happened, but I put fuel in it, drove it around, it was fine. So I'm like, all right, it just ran out of gas. Randomly, a day later, I decided to drive the S14 and it died at an intersection on me. It doesn't want to start. And I can't hear the fuel pump at all. I don't remember hearing the fuel pump. I don't know if it was just loud or I just couldn't hear, but I don't remember hearing the fuel pump running. Oh, sheesh. I just got here. Hopefully they have 5.1. You'll see when I get back in the car if they do or not. I got .4, which is this .4 Prestone Max. They claim that the boiling point is just over 500 degrees, which is about the same as 5.1. They had liquid moly 5.1, but it was in very small containers and very overpriced, and we only had 2, which will not be enough for the full brake flush. I'm gonna go pick up some lunch and then I'll head back to the home shop.
Fuel pump's the hardest thing to do, so I'm gonna knock that out first. The brakes are like super easy. Taking off the bulkhead's a pain. I'm gonna show y'all how to do it real fast, even though it's pretty annoying. Oh my gosh. This has to come off. Make sure all the breakers are disconnected. Now there's only 3 fuel lines: feed, return, and I think a vent feed line. A vent line. So all the fuel lines are disconnected. The cap for the bulkhead is this white part's called the bulkhead, the fuel tank bulkhead. This cap holds it on and it just screws on, and it has these fins all around the edge. Basically you'll use kind of like a flathead or some sort of scraper, and you're gonna put it into each little fin and tap it with a hammer, and basically that'll get it loose enough to where you can screw it off. There's dirt on top of this. I'm gonna blow it off because you want to keep as much debris out of your fuel tank as you can. It's off. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That was actually the easiest fuel pump removal I've ever done, to be honest with you. So now I need to transfer over pretty much everything. Hopefully that doesn't take too long. That's the hardest part.
Sock is dirty though. That sock is dirty though.
Maybe I ruined it when I ran it dry. This fuel sock is a piece of junk, and the actual diameter of the inlet is so small that I just don't feel like running it. It's also a small filter, which doesn't matter like crazy, but it's at a 90-degree angle compared to this. This goes way further down into the tank, and the opening, the diameter is much larger. So I have an emergency fuel pump strainer on the way here. It'll be here in 2 hours, but I'll leave the work site just like this. Just close the garage and wrap up. And I replaced this line and made it a bit longer so it can fully see. This is not facing the same direction as that one, but I think it'll be fine. So I'm gonna throw this back in the car and secure everything back up. Fastest fuel pump replacement aside from having to order a new strainer. Everything's back in. Everything's ready to go. Fuel lines all connected, feed, return, evap, both connectors are in. Now you'll notice I don't have the actual plate covering this up, and that's because I do that so when I first turn on the fuel pump, first off I can hear it a bit clearer, and on top of that I can watch all the fuel lines to make sure there's no leaks, because you don't want to seal it all up. You can't see the lines, you can't make sure anything's leaking, you can't, if anything does go wrong also, you got to take it off. So I always do this when this bulkhead gets opened up, leave it off, test it, make sure it's all good, and then about a day or two later, or 2 drives later, I put the plate back on and go from there. Just filled up the air compressor, so I gotta take my intake off. Let me show you guys this rig I have. I'm in the middle of doing all this work, so it's a bit messy, but I did clean and organize all this. Don't mind, it's not the best, but it's a lot better than it was before. This top part used to be real bad, and then top right drawer, you didn't see that battery.
This used to be real bad and I organized it real nice. That looks freaking good. And then the bottom used to just be everything just thrown in. Now look at it. Somewhat organized. It's freaking lit. This is my little rig. Nut and a valve stem to hold it in place, and then it has the rubber seal. I stick this inside of the inlet coupler for the intake, and that's how I do my boost leak test. I wish I could just pop off this filter where the MAF is and then connect it to this coupler, but because I have this oil catch can, if I do it that way, I pressurize it, it's gonna send pressure through here into the catch can and then back into the valve cover. I have to disconnect it from down there, which is annoying because all these power steering lines get in the way. This is not a fun job, but I'm gonna disconnect this, just take off the intake, and then I can install that and just go from there. This freaking thing does not come off. I couldn't get it off, so I just left it on and pulled the pipe out and pulled the filter out. There's a lot of oil in this intake. I don't know if the turbo is going bad because I suspected that earlier. It's in there. I just don't like the fact that these lines are just all in the way. And from the air chuck to the compressor. And I'm gonna pressurize it, see if I can find any leaks that are huge. It helps to kind of have like dish soap and water, and I see a bottle of it right there, so I might use that. I don't know. So this is a good time for me to spray this down because I don't hear it anymore, but I could have sworn I did. This compressor is really loud and it takes a long time to fill up with air. It sucks that it takes like 5 minutes to fill up and then goes away in like 10 seconds. I don't know exactly what to do now. Like I have to do my brake flush, but I'm gonna take off this whole apparatus that I have here, put the intake back on, and then I'm gonna buy new spark plugs. And with the new spark plugs, when those come out, if I feel like it, I'll do a comp test, and I'll do, leak downs are kind of annoying. Maybe a leak down. Or actually, I'll do the spark plugs. When the spark plugs are done, then we'll test the fuel pump, start the car, and just look at the AFRs to see if it's running rich or lean or doing anything weird. And I can do that in the air, so I'm not too worried, because I do still have to do the brake flush. Got everything on. Mediocre boost leak test done, out of the way. Brake flush time. And let me show you real fast what I'm gonna use. Here it is. This is what I'm gonna use. Mighty Vac wheel spacer to hold the reservoir. Just like that. Super simple setup. I put fluid in here up to the tube, and then after that, I just go. This is gonna be connected to the caliper, and then once I create a vacuum through here, which it's not doing now because it's not connected, but once I create a vacuum through there, use a 10 mil or 8, whatever size it is, to break the bleeder, and then fluid will come through there. If I go all the way to the bottom, air will get into the master, and that will suck because then that air has to go all the way through the lines to get out. When I see that it's clear, because this is dark fluid, I'll know that that line is good. Starting from the passenger rear, passenger front, and then driver front. So let me put this Mighty Vac down here. We'll move there in a second. Right now, I need to empty out the reservoir. And I have to be very careful because brake fluid is highly corrosive to paint, and this is fresh paint. Just suck the fluid out. Whoa. Oh yeah, this is like straight clear fluid. That's the bleeder valve. There he goes. You can see now.
Bro, nah, cause I'm telling you right now, this one caliper passenger rear had me freaking.
I flushed. The back rear passenger was acting super weird. Like there was just, I don't know, I think that caliper, I don't know. Anything outside of passenger rear was very easy. The Mighty Vac is full of brake fluid because I sucked fluid into it, and so it's ruined. I'll show you how to fix it though. I need to test the fuel pump. Before I do anything, I'm gonna go through and just make sure all these are tight. Tight, all right, we're safe. Safe. I just realized I threw the Mighty Vac away, so I can't even use that to bleed the clutch. This fluid is black. Like the clutch is still gonna work pretty decent. This is all the way tucked in the corner, so I'm not really worried about it as much as I was worried about this because it's right next to the headers. The headers, the manifold. This is not an NA car. Headers, that was crazy. My MAF is also disconnected, so I'm glad I caught that. I have 1000% tried to start this car before when this was disconnected, and it gives you a nice little scare because you think that something's wrong. And that would have been the best thing to happen as we're testing the fuel pump. Oh, fuel
pump works, but the car won't start. Oh my God, it's a fuel pump issue. And the whole time the math is disconnected. All right, that's good. This is clear fluid. That looks really nice compared to how it looked before. I'm sweating like crazy right now, so I'm sorry. It's really, really, really hot in Florida right now. If you live in Florida, you know it's hot in Florida right now. But another day down, like I said, I'm super busy, so I'm just knocking out what I can each day after work. Successful day, I will say successful day. So tomorrow I'll pick back up. This weekend, because today is Wednesday, this weekend I'm aiming for a test drive and hopefully the car's fixed. If it's fixed, we're gonna sign up for next week's drift event. That's the goal, that's the plan. All right, see you tomorrow. Hey boy, what the hell you doing, bro? You think you in a cinematic movie or something, bro? The car's still outside and you gotta pull it back in and you sitting here staring at the garage like you about to end it off and fade to black. And fade to black. All right, so I still gotta test the fuel pump. If this is fixed, next weekend, we're driving. So that means I have to knock this out this weekend so I can be able to prepare if I'm gonna drive next weekend. That means this weekend is like the dead set cutoff. I need to make sure the car's 1,100 billion%. That way I can buy my ticket because it's pretty expensive. It's $200. I need to make sure the car's dialed and ready to go. If you're still watching this far in the video and your subscribe button looks like that, you need to hit subscribe to make it look like that.